I have been suffering from autoimmune disorders since 1993. And there's a long list of them. I don't know how much you know about autoimmune, but it can just come in all sorts of forms and fashions and conditions. So I've had blood disorders, has been the key part of this whole thing. And one of them, which I can really attest to about the medical marijuana, is something called ITP. I will not attempt to give you the medical pronunciation of that. But ITP basically means that my immune system destroys my blood platelets, which means that my blood will not clot. So if my platelets drop too low, I'm in danger of bleeding or hemorrhaging to death. Bleeding out, whether it be in my brain, into my stomach, which I have experienced bleeding into the stomach in '06 was the last time I had a really major problem with that. And so that's part of what's going on. Now it has attacked my gastrointestinal system, so that eating is now a challenge for me. And so I'm really kind of wasting away. I have some of the symptoms of a person who is anorexic. And so my body is really breaking down as we frantically run around and try to find a way to get nutrients into me and nutrition into me. And then there's some other things that's going on: vitiligo, discoloration of the skin, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Autoimmune does a lot of things. I could clip myself, I could brush my hair and scratch my skin and literally bleed to death. I was having a lot of trouble keeping the platelets up. The medical community was giving me all sorts of medications. One that turned out to be a experimental chemotherapy, I found out later, and could not keep my platelets up. We could never get them up more than about 8,000. So this is in '06, beginning of '07. My daughter says to me, "Mother, I think that you should smoke marijuana." Well, to be very honest with you, I had not smoked in well over 20-some years, since I was a crazy person running around in college having fun and getting my party on. So I was really very much against that whole thing and did not do that. I'm running to the doctor every week. They cannot get my platelets up. They cannot get them up. We are scared to death that I am going to cut myself or bleed out. I do end up bleeding out into my stomach, and I end up being in intensive care for about 4 or 5 days. Blood transfusions, things of that nature. Still couldn't get them up above 8,000. Finally, I did come across a lady who had lupus. She's doing my hair. She's having some challenges. She kind of steps out the room, comes back, and she's fine. I need to ask her what she did. I come to find out she's using medical marijuana. I instantly go home and tell my daughter, okay, let's do this. Fortunately enough, I go to the doctor on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday I have blood tests. I'd had a blood test that Tuesday. This is like a Friday. I had a blood test that Tuesday. My platelets were at about 5,000, which is, once again, is very dangerous, but they're letting me stay home because I've dealt with this problem before. I smoke. I go get my platelets taken. That following Tuesday, my platelets have gone from 8,000 to 248,000. We are blown away. The guys here have just been very, very good. I've been with Peace and Medicine ever since they opened. From the very day that they opened, I was here for their grand opening and met everyone, and they have been very, very helpful in listening to my concerns and my condition, my pain and different types of symptoms, and then coming up with those strains and those recommendations that assist me. I work a little part-time job where I'm a receptionist. Without the tinctures that I have to keep that pain under control, I do not believe that I'd be able to do my job. I answer the phones. I'm dealing with the public a lot, so I need to be smiling and looking pleasant and not suffering and rolling over with pain. It really is about my body and the pain and me being able to function, me being able to stay balanced, to be able to think clearly, to keep my emotions in check, my physical ability to move in check, and the medical marijuana does an outstanding job of allowing me to do that. I have been an entrepreneur and a business person for the last 30 years of my life. And so for these last 2 or 3 years, when I've not been able to do that, that's a challenge for me, for a person who's always moving around and doing things, and had been in the real estate business and had various businesses. It's challenging for me to be still and deal with this. It's been helpful for the arthritis, the stomach in particular. I constantly have pain here, and so I wake up 2 and 3 times a night and have to deal with that pain. Smoking helps with that a lot when I'm in the privacy of my home. Like I said, the tinctures are very helpful when I have to be moving and going about, getting ready to take a trip and travel. So the tinctures are going to be very helpful. I've got about 12 hours of travel time that I'm going to be dealing with, so I'm looking at that. The edibles become real important. Even though I said I have an eating problem, I found a way to take those tinctures, put them into various foods, frozen banana chips, things like that, so that I can keep that soothing and calming. Without peace and medicine and the medical marijuana, I would not have any quality of life. None.